default for Loud is I think Team Liquid are going to be able to play a lot more fluid, which they needed. I mean, they were way too structured on that Haven attack side.
Yeah, 1000%. I think they may have gotten a little bit of info on the Trailblazer. Safe is going to have a lot to do here. Pushed back by the Roomba. That nade will dissuade just for a moment. They're starting to push forward, though. Safe is going to get cleaned up. That frenzy from Kalanzine, too much. What does Redgar do here? I mean, he's going to get challenged.
Yeah, but this also could be an overplay here.
By
Redgar?
Redgar?
Yeah, because Soulcast is really relying on holding B main down. If he dies, then you lose that. If he gets traded at all, you lose that.
I mean, maybe a frenzy, but a ghost here. They're going to walk forward by themselves. A peek on the second. Perhaps no real idea of what's on the other side. Tui's wins it out. And he gets a second on a Soulcast. What?
Are you kidding me there? What is that?
The bravado.
Spike planted.
Yampi trying to make a play. Two members on the other side of the smoke. You start to see some of the taps come through. That cloud burst to provide some cover. Tui's with the third. Nats having to do it by himself. See if Nats can do anything about it. 65 HP. He's getting flash. He drops down from heaven right into the next round. Kalanzine cleans him up. Another pistol for Loud.
Just ridiculous there. I mean, especially Tui's walking through that smoke and trading Redgar and then getting the second kill. His first one here, kind of expected, the second one not. And Redgar's smoke there actually was quite good. It was what the Gravwell was actually supposed to be. He kind of bailed himself out with that and gave Soulcast an out. Between all the pressure I was talking about prior to that moment, but that definitely lost him so much control.
Liquid heavy lean towards A. Both duelists that way. Soulcast joining them, but Loud once again intent on going towards B. They found so much success here in the previous round. Well, why not hit it again? Orb up for Aspas, a little bit closer to having that showstopper.
Love that from Team Liquid there, though. Just trying to spam and get some damage done from Redgar, and you do see the purchase from them. It's a bunch of ghosts. This is kind of the classic mix of weaponry you see from those ecos, and it's not a full force like we saw a lot of desperation on that first map.
I do like what Loud did there too. As soon as Aspas is on the tap, you heard spamming from Loud from their ghosts.
It's coming back from Tui's as well.
Yeah.
Yampi.
He's got a Sheriff. Crosshair trained. Man, that's really difficult to deal with, man.
Yeah, that Phantom just better.
Yep.
And Loud's gotten the right read. I mean, they pulled all the rotates over from Team Liquid. And it's the wrong stack. They were relying on Yampi's information there. But it's just not deep enough, really, to call the rotate in time.
It's now 3 of 8 for the duelist for Loud. And he's looking for more. He's still healthy. He's still got a nade. Perched up on top and Safe. Cleans him up.
Safe starting to look really crispy.
And remember, you were talking about it, Ball, in the previous map, how good Liquid are in situations like this. They've done well to get Aspas down, but it does not look like they're interested in going for much more.
And again, that's why I was so confused by the amount. Oh, this Molly's trying to actually intend to keep Sadak on site, so he dies to the spike. He's full healthy, though, so he can run through anyways. The nade, though, the combination.
Hurt.
And that's a Phantom, Doug.
Can he get out? Oh, no. Oh, dear.
Wow.
A little bit of a slip there. Yeah, but he managed to get out.
The reaction there from Sadak is, I mean, incredibly good. Most players of all levels are not reacting that way. They're running into that nade, not expecting it. And he just sees the Molly. He's like, okay, I got time. And how does he keep that clock in his head? A good idea from Liquid, though. I love that. Back to the point I was making about ecos. Haven, they forced almost every round. When you have an eco win rate of like 30% or something like that, Team Liquid had the highest coming into these international events this year. It's just shocking that they didn't rely on that a little bit more.
If they were to win this round, it wouldn't be the eco way this time. You see, they've got guns. They've got a Bulldog for Nats. Phantoms and Vandals the rest of the way. Got really far up Killjoy utility too from Loud. I mean, this turret, you've got a star set up too.
And they're not pressuring the middle of the map at all, which normally is what you're looking to target.
And it seems like Loud may try to set this up. Look at where Sadak is, and you've got Aspas who's satcheling forward. So he's taking some space, and it was not a hit towards Mail. You saw it was Safe who was ready with the nade, but...
I mean, we saw Sadok stun. It was perfect for both players, right? From B main, it's going into Mail. It's also hitting ropes, so targeting down Nats with one player. Forces this reclear right now, and they're all ready for it.
A couple on the other side. You saw Sadok expecting something to block vision, something to blind him, and it never came through. Still gets both kills, still has now an upgraded weapon. And he's still so healthy.
One enemy remaining.
And he revealed his position by pre-firing by accident and still gets Yampi. Got him in the back. He was trying to walk away to save and not give up that information, and Loud is hungry for it.
I mean, how hard do they hunt for Soulcast here?
Extremely.
We'll see. He's expecting it.
He needs to eat into this econ bonus that Loud is going to start getting. I mean, only 2 rounds on the board, 3 rounds after this, and look at it. 3K on almost 4 players.
The money's good. The old situation actually looks really nice for Loud, too. Sadok 2 away from the Rolling Thunder. Aspas 3 away from a showstopper.
And that's things that really, really add up to be...
Oh, no.
Wow. Oh.
Oh, you guessed correctly. Is he going to keep it?
No.
Wow.
That's crazy. And there it is. You can see Nats actually pulled out a secondary there to try to actually find him, but he was so far away, thinking he could escape before the satchels came through. That's such a good bonus from Loud, and that's now every single one converted.
Here.
Silence this time from the coach of Liquid.
And we don't get a full force here from Team Liquid. They are going for light armor the entire time.
A little bit extra padding, a little something to try to stay in the fights. Soulcast had a rifle.
Which is funny because they didn't save the last time and they end up going for a force either way. Louder playing this so slow, so considered. Less falling does give a lot of space to Team Liquid, which does force Loud to go for this B hit now.
The dog has fully made its way around the pillar, but Redgar swinging behind it, perhaps undetected. But Loud not confident in what they're seeing. They decide to throw the brakes on it, and look at Safe. He's upgraded a weapon, and he's got him surrounded.
I mean, surely Loud are considering the fact that they're going to flank through A after losing less.
I mean, are they?
Surely. Where's
They're not looking.
Nobody looking.
Any awareness? No? I mean, it's really just Aspas here.
I mean, the timing is crazy, too. They could just get both kills on B, and it's not even a factor.
Redgar's gotten the first, and there it is. There's nothing that they can do.
Down B.
Safe had open season on members of Loud.
Whoa, missed flash from Soulcast.
Missed shots from Aspas. And a MasterCard Thrifty for Liquid to get on the board.
One converted, finally. I mean, we're starting to talk about the entire series as a whole as well. We've been waiting for this from Liquid. It's a great play from Redgar. I mean, even just shutting down the initial push, too. I'm surprised Loud didn't commit to that after that molly. The smoke went up from Redgar, no grab well. They really were concerned about extra stuff coming in through there. I think they didn't get the information there from Les.
Back into the action, rifles for both. Sadok with the Rolling Thunder and off in the hands of Yampi, currently unchallenged towards B. The nade from Safe should cause some trouble though and deal some damage. Look at Aspas. Gonna have to get healed up, no armor left. Sadok has no armor left, but they invest the Rolling Thunder. Nats avoided it, tries to peek out from behind the smoke, and Team cleans him up, but no. Safe once more. The discipline box goes unchecked yet again. Hold. Looking for more value. The spike well out of reach.
One enemy remaining.
And this looks like another round for Liquid. 2 instances now, back-to-back baller, where it feels like Loud, these little mistakes are costing them everything.
It was the same story against DRX, too. It was very minor mistakes, over peaks, not synced together. And they won the first map there. Despite it being all the way in OT, but you're right, that's a mistake Fraud is going to be reeling at. I mean, we've been watching Emil Cam the entire time.
Yeah, I want to see the Danny cam after that one. Because again, that's 2.
Yeah, he was stunned up too, remember, at the beginning of that. That's something that not only should you have seen him go up when he got breach ulted, but on top of that, you just check. They're really expecting the crossfire while after chasing down that kill where Nats was trying to save him, by the way. Why is he peeking? Those types of questions are not getting answered.
Meanwhile, for Liquid, a really comfortable position. The op wasn't dropped, so Yampi still has his. There's so much money in the hands of Safe, in the hands of Soulcast. They're set up really well to go on a run here.
Nice Trailblazer, he's stunned up. Still gets away though.
Really nice movement. Meanwhile, Yampi not moving at all. Still holding it up, and Tuiz is on the other side of it. What a shot!
Tuiz is incredibly good when he's on shots like that.
Yeah.
He's an inconsistent player though. And I know a lot of people were starting to doubt his transition from the duelist on his prior teams to the main controller here for Loud.
But dog, when he's on, he's on. How much more can they find? Nats doing well to keep them back.
And Aspas following up too with this showstopper. Gonna clear out a lot more space. Hold that space as well for them to recover the spike. Still, there are retake tools here.
Yeah, that's one of them. That Cosmic Divide, currently used by Tuiz, but Redgar has his. Do they invest?
Sheesh.
Boy, all he had was a pixel.
A slow pixel at that.
Yeah.
And they won't end up using anything as Redgar goes down. It also looked kind of like Safe and Soulcast were already deciding to save there, which is surprising. Either way.
It's actually really surprising. Again, look at the money they have.
Yeah, those 2 rounds in a row. I mean, you really boost the economy when you're going full light armor. Just a couple of rounds won, and you could start buying, like they were on Haven, for example. Either way, Loud Cloud back after 2, I mean, pretty poor rounds, definitely have to say, with not checking. It's just those types of things, little mistakes that cost you everything.
I think this is also, you know, I go back to the pistol round. I think about Tuiz, his 2 entries onto B.
Yeah.
I think about Tuiz on this round too.
Yep.
He's heating up. He's looking good, and you mentioned it. He can be inconsistent, but boy, when he's on, he's on. 6 and 2 currently, sitting at the top of the scoreboard for Loud.
And we do have a couple ults here from Team Liquid that are close to being fulfilled as well. Soulcast 1 off, Nats 2 off. Which means if they end up winning this round, that's a crucial round that they'll have those 2 up as well.
Blinded. Here.
I wonder if that early flash out from Soulcast forces Yampi to reposition a little bit, or if he wants to take some of that space. Yeah, he's creeping up right now with the op. Meanwhile, there's a lot of action towards mid. I mean, both Razors are just separated by a nebulous purple blob. That flash from up top, Nats having to turn. No challenge yet.
Remember, he got punished in a prior round. The breach is set up to play anti-flash and also potentially reactive off of Aspas's information.
He's got nade, 2 satchels.
Fault line just came back up. They just spotted Nats.
Save. Tagged a little, and they actually fault line to push Nats off the angle.
And they're falling off mid. They've gotten both sides, both ropes. Oh, hold on. Tuiz creeping very close there. Wow. It looks like Team Liquid has the idea to re-clear B as well.
Loud are so quiet about this. They've lost Heaven. Oh, Safe has gotten a little bit ahead of it. Both satchels, but he's dropped on the way out. Exit not found. Redgar trying to do some damage, and he can between him and Nats. They drop 3, but Loud punch back.
They're planning for spawn right now. Very risky decision, and Tuiz.
Dude, again,
He's ice cold.
answering the call for Loud.
That's a momentum buster again. Especially after Nats and Redgar do so well to actually keep them in that round, because I think Loud was playing that mid-round perfectly. And Team Liquid making some risks, making some signs of indecision too. Yet they still dominated that B Heaven hold.
We continue to set up Tuiz, and he just continues to perform like that. We're going to keep talking about him. He's just playing so well right now. And while it's certainly not as dominant as we saw in Haven, it seems like Loud are still in a very comfortable position. You see the spam out from Kawanzin.
Blinded.
Don't think it tagged. No, it didn't tag safe at all. But an early pit invested from Nats mid.
So I was talking about being able to lock down mid on this crucial round is very important. Before Loud gets their cycle up, try to stem their economy a little bit. Could be massive.
Yeah, B. There's the first challenge. There's not a flash. It's going to be dry.
Spike down.
The second flash come through, and Safe picked up, or excuse me, Aspas picked up the spike, and I thought he was going to satchel into heaven.
Yeah, he was definitely intending to. That was the path on that execute, but as Sadak falls, he has to pivot off, and thankfully there's nobody on the site.
Well, unfortunately for him, he didn't fully commit to it. I wonder if that was just like an accident. As he was satcheling forward with Sadak in front of him, he just picked it up via his pathing. So Disaster perhaps avoided Loud getting the spike down, and look at how far up they are in spawn.
Well, Redgar's expecting this, though. I love this. Playing deep. Now the Seekers are going to come in, and 2 go to spawn, so Redgar knows what's happening.
They've got a star behind them, too, and it turns into the gravity wall. They're keeping the fight in front of them. Redgar gets both.
Player standing.
Redgar gets all 3. What a play.
I thought Tui's again would have been able to get some success there, but no. It's the IGL for Team Liquid.
As soon as the Seekers confirmed where they were, the star behind them, and the gravity wall to keep them in front, very nicely done.
Yampi with his first kill here, huge. I mean, you talked about how that pivoted Aspas, but then Redgar's read is perfect too. I love how calm he was, and then all of a sudden,
Little pop off. Just couldn't keep it contained.
just the scream comes out of nowhere.
Liquid staying in this fight, Loud littering B site on the minimap with pings.
Covering it. Need that back. Conceal pulling them in.
Nothing but the dog
Scout destroyed.
creating some noise. They got the gravity well out from Redgar.
Nats is not here in time to actually molly, so they get through, and for the first time, Op's going to commit, and they're losing people instantly.
Yeah, it's labored. They only had 2 come through. The other 2 were sectioned off. You see him still in garage.
Concealment.
Spike still safely behind it.
And that's the value there of having that orb in mid for Nats to rotate very fast. Obviously, you had the nade and that Gravel come through from Redgar and Safe.
Blinded.
But then the follow-up after Sadak got out, after Aspas got out, is that molly from Nats. He could just cross safely through mid and get there in time. Team Liquid finally, that game plan, finally this strategy that they're choosing to go for really working. And Loud is struggling really hard to get out on the first set of util,
Concealment. Obscuring vision.
which is kind of what we were seeing on Haven, if you remember back to that. Team Liquid constantly just breaking the util, trying not to go,
30
never having
seconds
an
left.
actual pounce, never having faith that they could. Here, Loud showing the same propensity, but they do attempt that push through, now twice actually, on the A side and the B side. Whereas prior rounds, they just throw out, you know, the fault line, a nade, maybe a boombot, something like that, a flash as well.
Yeah, some
and then
work.
they just sit
10
behind the
seconds
smoke.
left.
Right, yeah, some work across mid, get Aspas into a position where he can maybe get an opener. And you're right, that just hasn't been the case. So the round will end with Liquid saving every single weapon, Op still in hand. And they draw within 1.
Still crazy to me that it's an elimination game.
Yeah.
I mean, up to this point, it hasn't felt like it. Obviously, we had that crazy stomp on the first map. Loud hungry to make a statement. And now it feels like both sides still hesitant as we get this timeout coming in from Loud.
I mean, with tournament life on the line, I get it. I have to go back to the year that these 2 teams have had, and maybe expectations a little bit different, but I don't know that even in the face of Group D, for these 2 teams to be the first ones who are fighting off elimination is just wild. And the crazy thing is, Liquid, in the eyes of many, Liquid were the safe ones.
Oh, for sure.
They were the ones who were supposed to be on the way out. There were question marks around the other 3.
Yeah.
But they were the ones who we thought were going to get out, who I thought was going to get out. And for both of them, again, topping their region. Now, here, fighting each other just to stay alive. It's just wild.
It's crazy. I mean, this tournament is called Champions. These 2 teams are champions. Yet, they're leaving first, potentially. looking forward to see what the changes are out here from Loud, because definitely something needs to change. This single controller double initiator comp feels like it should have some go to it, but playing against the double controller, which has been so standard, I mean, to me, that's the key thing that you change other things around on this compositional idea that, again, they were so good at. It's odd to me. Here we go, fast up A ramp. Finally some early control elsewhere on the map, outside of one of the mains on this, which is difficult to do, actually. You see this smoke intended to do what the Viper Wall does normally, and Nats is looking at it.
That's huge. I think they wanted to pinch mid.
Oh, man, this is the spike alone.
Spike down mid.
Yeah, Loud seemed intent on taking some of that ramp space and then crunching mid and opening the site, opening the map a different way. But Nats with the massive one. And then, of course, it was Redgar in excellent position as well.
Well, Nats is not able to do that, by the way, until Safe walks down mid.
Yeah, excuse me, it was Safe, not Redgar. Thank you.
And now Loud struggling to find a way in, man.
My. We may have a series on our hands.
Nature girl down. My ultimate is ready.
Well, still going for it with the lockdown, too. Now there's suddenly a chance, and Yampi only has the op, which could be good.
This would be ridiculous. Talk about a swing of momentum.
30 seconds left.
But I think Liquid still have too much utility here, man. Like, Safe still has his nade. Yampi's with the op, as you mentioned, but they're playing really safe. They're giving A up.
Dude, they're so scared, too. They just gravel smoked up in heaven and waited all that time till the smoke fades. And they don't even get a nice plant. It's just a safe one.
Meanwhile, Tui's just put a star down right behind the spike.
This Redgar flank is actually quite nice, too, because you could expect maybe like a lockdown post-plant type of thing.
The timing here is key, though. Do they challenge less together?
Do they know he's up ramp is the
Yeah.
key part. You'd expect him to be playing up in that main area if he goes for the play.
Tui's by himself on the site, in the smoke, the nade flying by his face.
Is he going to get a lockdown in heaven here?
He's been so patient, but will it pay off? He saw the bullet, surely.
Oh my goodness.
Look at him tucking. Oh my gosh, this is so smart from Tui's and from Les. It's all safe by himself. Can he do it? No! What a round from Loud. And they did so without investing the lockdown from Les.
What a ridiculous 2v4 there. I mean, just crazy. Remember, that started as a 5v3. They got both first kills, Team Liquid did. What a play from Tui's, man. What a shift. We've gone from, you know, some of the rounds we saw at Tokyo where it was just crazy beefs out of that guy. And today, he's been insanely good.
9-3 currently. And honestly, his magic goes all the way back to the pistol round. Remember the 2K he got pushing into B. Still bookending so far what we've had before us. Folks, I have bad news. Hopefully not for too long, though, but we do have a tech pause. As soon as we get info, we'll figure out what's going on. We'll get you all back into the action. Well, that doesn't seem quite right, does it? There's a player missing on stage.
Yeah.
Again, as soon as we get info, we'll tell you guys what's going on. But for now, a momentary pause, a momentary delay, albeit an involuntary one, but one nonetheless.
I think what we've seen in the last two rounds is Loud really trying to take it to them in terms of controlling the map better. They have such little tools to be able to do that because normally it's split up by the two controllers on the map.
Sure.
And that's what they've been used to playing with so much. Here it's just the single Astra, so you don't really have that much staying power. And when they're trying to elapse time for so long, when they're trying to get through all the util that Team Liquid can dump in their way, it's so difficult.
They've certainly pushed Loud in that regard. There's no denying that. Much more competitive than what we saw in Haven.
It felt at times that we might flip and just go for Team Liquid just dominating in this case, but thankfully that clutch injected some life into this game.
Yeah. Always important to get your stretches in on stage.
Might have time for it too.
Yeah. Really let that be a cue for those of you who are watching at home right now. Take this chance, stretch a little, you know?
Got any
Stretch your arms, stretch your wrists. Oof, I have bad news for you.
Unlucky, really. It's a long offseason that these two teams on the stage right now are trying to avoid.
Yeah.
You really don't want to be the first one out of Group D, too. I mean, I'm happy we started with this Group 2 because this was the one that I think a lot of people were looking at and being like, on paper, wow, how could we have gotten this situation?
I mean, Ball, set the stage once more for those who may have not been keeping up. Talk to me about the backgrounds for Liquid and Loud.
Yeah. I mean, especially in this group, right? You have such storied teams. Liquid, they won EMEA. They beat Fnatic, the only team to be able to do so far, which is so surprising after bombing out of lock-in in a, way that I don't think I've seen any team that was as hyped as Liquid ever. And then Tokyo was okay for them. I think a lot of people actually stocks rose at Tokyo. Loud as well. I mean, America's champs, lock-in runner-up. We're waiting so long for this team to get activated. Since Tokyo, again, they bombed out. What a way to end for one of these two teams. It's just crazy.
I mean, I go back to the interview I had with Sadak at the beginning when they were first arriving into the studio, and I think Sadak fully understands the situation. I mean, the question was just real, right? Like, you guys have lost 3 in a row. You're flirting with back-to-back international tournament exits, and the reaction on his face was like, that's just real talk. And you can tell they do seem a bit more loose. They do seem a bit more comfortable.
Yeah, I think that's super important. I mean, with all the rumors and speculation surrounding the team as well, it's just crazy.
Well, folks, while Liquid is taking a bit of a break, we're actually going to take a listen into Kawanzin as he shares some of his thoughts.
Cara, me sinto muito bem porque eu assisti os últimos duas Champions, na verdade, né? E só tem jogadores muito bons e tá entre eles é um sentimento realmente muito bom pra mim. Cara, a DRX é um time realmente muito bom e acho que a melhor coisa deles é o passo a passo deles. Eles conseguem começar, conseguem finalizar o round muito bem. E o meio de round deles também, eles ficam paradinhos, ficando marcando as coisas. E acredito que ele conseguiu punir a gente bastante assim. A gente também conseguiu começar bem, no meio de round a gente estava bem também. Só que na hora de finalizar a gente cometeu alguns erros e eles puniam bastante.
Very aware of this though, still going to try and keep a check on it. Tui's has been noted now. And there's the first. Kawanzin! Clean as hell! Sprays! Always! And this time someone answers. Loud gifted the perfect hold on that.
Cara, acredito que a principal coisa que eu aprendi nesse ano é que não existe time fraco e você não pode respeitar ninguém nem desmerecer ninguém. Todo time tá lá dando o seu melhor e todo time pode ganhar de você, então você pode ganhar de qualquer time, sabe? Não tem um time favorito sempre numa série. É um campeonato que eu ainda vou continuar dando o meu melhor, vou tentar ganhar.
Always good to hear from the players, especially after a situation like that where they fall down to DRX the way that they did, but yeah, Kawanzin, Loud looking much better as we're just a few moments away, I'm being told, from this momentary tech pause. Ending again, Loud up big, really in the series. They dominated Liquid on Haven, now find themselves up 2 on Split Ball.
Loving the signs in the audience today, too. Big question mark, where's Chamber?
Yeah, where is Chamber?
I don't think he's that good. Hot take.
No?
And Loud is, up 1-0 right now, so doesn't need as much energy as we might think, given what they ended up showing in that first series.
That's wholesome. That's also wholesome, I think.
Dang, he has so many.
Yeah, he's got depth.
Wow.
All right, that became less and less wholesome as the signs went on. But again, I am being told that we should be ending this very shortly, as you all get very obviously deduced. Safe was not in his chair, but he's on his way back, and we'll be getting back into the action as soon as possible. Oh. Well.
Who knocked your teeth out, bro? What's going on here?
What is going on? I didn't realize.
And he's back on stage. Welcome back.
I also very quickly didn't realize how talented Emil was.
Yeah,
he can
dude.
draw,
Yeah,
too.
he can draw. That's
That guy's
crazy.
got it all. So just a few moments for him to get ears back in and back into the action. Again, Loud up 2 on the attacking side. We'll take a few moments here to
refocus.
refocus, recenter on what's going on before us. Because it's been, well, as you're mentioning, it's been a bit difficult. It's been a bit labored for Loud as they've tried to get past this defensive pausing of utility that Liquid have thrown in their lap.
Yep. I think it's been a much more difficult game here, and I think it's because of the compositional choice that they've gone for.
Oh,
I
yeah.
think Team Liquid shifting up and has, you know, you kind of expect Loud to have a real good prep against the regular double duelist that everybody is playing. That's kind of the thing that you're probably going to get the most practice on against. And we'll see if it can keep up what has been a good half so far, despite looking like, you know, there's struggles here and there. Back into it, though. A little short one.
Op still in the hands of Yumpy. The ult for Redgar. While Loud have 2 key ones to work with, too. And it seems like for Loud, you know, we were talking about this prior to the timeout, and really both rounds now we've seen, it was a bit different in the previous round, but there is more of an intent on focusing mid.
Scout destroyed.
I'm surprised they haven't gone back for that same punish that they did on
Yeah,
to Nats early in this game.
yeah, with the stun from Sadak, yeah.
They are set up in a
I've
similar
got your
way. The
trail.
duel coming in towards B main.
Found one.
Oh, Nats is isolated right now. They could get into this. He's alone. Aspas punishes Redgar, though.
Perhaps off of the fault line, but Kawanzin is going to get one on the Nats too. You were right, he was isolated. He gets cleaned up. The timing on this is good from Soulcast as he gets both. I mean, finding just the right moment to strike. But Kawanzin not interested in playing this map much longer. That's now 3 on the round for him. Yumpy with a nice snap, a 1v2, he dashes forward. The spike has been planted, spam onto 2, he's not fully connecting, but damage has been dealt. He's gotten it down to 1. 2, he's weak, he's been good, but has he been this good? No! Yumpy with 3 as Liquid get the round.
And some fire from Yumpy on stage, too. Trying to even this out before we close out the half. A 1v3. Soulcast contributing too. I mean, swinging like that is just
Yeah.
with speed.
Enemy remaining.
And getting 2 in that. And that's massive. 1, great, but the second on the exit, nuts.
Yes!
For them to be able to get back in that after the Russian duo fall in mid. Here we go.
He's back. Yumpy's back, baby.
It was missing on stage this entire day so far, and finally,
And we talked
some energy.
We talked about it in Tokyo too, and he said the team felt like it was a curse, and that's why they weren't doing it. Aspas, the Rolling Thunder paves the way for him to move his way forward. The
spotted
showstopper,
him.
he spotted him, but he doesn't get the kill. Safe does. Blades from Yumpy, another found. Spike on the pause. Safe tried to find some space. Wasn't able to though.
You should run.
That's a deep lockdown, bro.
That doesn't even clear out
Scout
the back of
destroyed.
sight right
Yeah,
here.
but they're aware of it. You see the pings on the minimap. I don't even think they're really intending on going that way,
But
to
what
be
do they
honest.
even have there to punish? They put a Cosmic Divide to help Soulcast stay alive.
Blinded.
Flash out on the other side, and that's going to confirm that they do want to hit that way. You don't have to worry about what's happening mid. Meanwhile, Safe creeping his way forward. The flick from Soulcast. I mean, the value these last 2 rounds. Safe bookending it, getting the final round and tying us at 6.
The quick thinking from
Switching
Team
sides.
Liquid there. Everything hitting together. And it couldn't have come
Watch it, find it.
at a better time here as we end the half tied up. What a play from Redgar to give that wall up for Soulcast, and then Soulcast to really capitalize on it, dodging all the util that was available, which wasn't much from Loud.
Sure.
It's so good.
Oh, man. Yeah, the barking's back. Does not feel like a curse anymore. A 6-6 half. We're going to throw it down to Yinsu in the crowd, who's standing by with a special guest.
Someone who I consider a Valorant royalty here with me, it is Pancada. Welcome, Pancada. I might know the answer to this first question, but I think the fans would like to hear it. Who are you rooting for today? Who are you supporting?
Então, quem é que você tá torcendo aqui hoje?
Loud.
Of course, we're not surprised about that one. What have you made about about the series so far, map 1 and map 2 as well?
O que você acha da série até agora, mapa 1, mapa 2?
O primeiro mapa foi um jogo fácil para a Loud, começaram muito bem. Agora eu acho que a pausa deu uma atrapalhada no segundo mapa, mas eles vão voltar forte pro próximo round.
Yeah, the first time was actually like an easy map for Loud, but now with this like pause, like pretty sure that they're gonna come like stronger.
Oh, okay, we will see, we will see. Now, before we came live to this interview, you were telling me how you and Tui's, you consider him like your son, your little brother almost. So talk to me what you made of his performance, and do you give him any advice as well in his role and competition in general?
Então, antes, ali atrás a gente estava conversando, você falou que você considera Twiz, Kawanzin como se fosse filho de você. E você tem algum conselho para ele, alguma coisa para eles se apegarem durante o campeonato? Uma palavra de confiança?
Conselho, principalmente não ligar para as críticas de fora. Eles sabem que eles são bons, eles não precisam ficar ouvindo isso. E só manter a calma durante o campeonato que vai fluir, com certeza.
Like, if I was to say an advice, is just do not care about like critics from outside. Like they're very good, they have to believe in that and not care about that. Just like believe on that, follow with the flow, and then everything in the championship shall place in the right place.
Oh, thank you so much, Pancada, for joining me. And let's see if Tui's is going to follow this advice in the second half.
Thank you so much, Yinsu. Always good to hear from Pancada as well. But man, what a comeback from Liquid. Those last 2 rounds really could have been the difference maker, as we could be having a very, very different conversation.
Yeah, that clutch from Yampi, and then again, quick thinking, but now they're on the attack. And they have some pacey tools. I mean, yeah, they're playing double controller, that's the difference, but you've got to be ready to shut that down for Loud. Ready to have some trap plays here, and I love actually Sadek's position. It's really poised for a nice stun off of this dog. If you go up A ramp, this could be disastrous.
You saw the stun, but they had already pushed him off the angle. How much more space do they find? They fully have him in control in Sadek's position.
He's
not detected. Ooh, dealt a little bit of damage onto Yumpy, but that's all it is.
And they've got this flank from Redgar coming in. Turret recall.
Where are you going?
It's planted for Heaven. They've got full control. That wall was going to allow both Safe and Yampi to play off each other very well.
If they can get the kills before Redgar finds a space, Loud may have a shot at this, because otherwise Liquid seem in firm control. The timing
he doesn't
is
need
everything.
Doug, he doesn't need to do anything. He doesn't have to get these kills. All he has to do is play with Safe into Heaven here.
Yeah, just contain. Just contain. One spotted, one dealt with. Now they understand what's on the other side. You see Les trying to deal with it while Soulcast keeping him back on the side himself. 2 massive kills. And that's surely the round.
The first pistol coming in from Team Liquid.
And if I'm not mistaken, the first lead they've had all series.
Absolutely has been. It's been a rough one, but finally coming alive. Right out of that little extended break we had in the beginning of that half, or at the end of that half. Loud going to take their first eco, feels like in a long, long time. Let's see what they've got.
Right there.
Let's see how Team Liquid can maintain the advantage here that they finally built themselves up.
We know that Liquid are good in situations that Loud now find themselves in.
Yep.
And you're right, because of how the series has played out, we really haven't had to see how Loud handle positions like this. But it seems like they want to go exploring mid. And while the guns and the duelists that are on the other side prove to be a bit too much.
I've talked about the reads that Team Liquid have had a couple times now, and you can tell they expected to push. Look how far back Redgar is still playing. And how the 2 sides of mid right here, Yampi and the other guys, this is where they were playing. This is where they were holding the line. They knew that push was coming. They walked slowly into it, and they're rewarded. Minus losing Safe. Either way, that gun's not going to be recovered. So still not many chances for Loud to get back in this, unless Sadek can get some cheeky flank going.
Remember, he had a shot at it in the previous round.
Oh,
this
with the
time.
dog. Oh, no.
He's got a Sheriff, too. The first, the second does not fall.
And Aspas is way too far to do anything. What a flash there.
I mean, Tui's.
That's misinformation, though, because that was coming in from Heaven.
He understands the Redgar's behind him. It's just a classic against the Ghost. And that's just not enough. I really love this from Liquid too, man. They're taking their time. They're getting the orbs. They're not just satisfied with getting the kills and getting the spike down.
I'm really curious where that flash came from Soulcast, actually. I'm wondering if that was intentionally going through one of the windows on top of B Rafters.
Oh, that nade got caught up there, but that's a dink from Aspas with the Spectre up in heaven, now 13 HP. Aspas, I don't think they're coming, man.
Another ping from Soulcast's flash.
That was a crazy flash, too.
Yeah, way up high.
Yeah.
It's important there. You got to get the elevation to actually ping on heaven.
This would be quite the Aspas moment, but that's now 4 or 5 shots missed, not a single one landing.
There was chances there.
Yeah.
In Sadak's flank. They got it down to the 1v2 eventually.
Past this place.
Definitely chances. And it's costly. Only 2 players surviving from Liquid. But look at the amount of money they have. They're perfectly happy to get 1 rifle up and then still maintain that bonus.
Yeah, they're vibing. 45-50 for Yumpy.
Yeah, 2 ghosts as well. I mean, he's still going to be getting up. Way up. And he's also 2 away from Blades, too. So you could conceivably think about a round where he gets both or.
See the dash. Up ramps and the flash on the other side of the smoke.
And
There's the first orb.
There's nobody punishing either there. There's definitely an opportunity for Sadak to get spam on him, something like that, but they weren't considering it.
Yeah, they were playing so much softer.
They do. Loud does have B main control. There was a deep smoke from Tui's that went out. So they're maintaining control of that one, and Team Liquid are sticking with this 1-2-2.
It seemed like they might try to set up for a trap mid. But that flash is all it's going to be. The Trailblazer is going to get info on both. Do you push in?
Blinded.
I look at how Loud are rotating further back in towards A. They know that they've lost mid control, and they're expecting the push that way.
Yeah. The important thing about all that Team Liquid just did is they pushes the players out back B heaven. So they can't spot. Are they crossing mid? They can't spot if they're going up into ropes, which means these A players have to play a lot differently. There's still 2 people here. There's still Sadak and Les. Les has been phenomenal today.
Left.
But not as good on split as he was on Haven. 25 seconds, and you're going for a Heaven play here. That seems a little misadvised, but you can get great executes out of it onto the site.
Watch Sadak. He still has plenty of utility. He's going to reposition around it, too. That Aftershock is going to buy a lot of time. 10 seconds left. Can they hold the line? Aspas has arrived. Sadak with the first, Les with the second. There's no way in. They've grabbed the spike now, and the smoke is going to provide a little bit of cover to spam through. Do they stop the plant? Yes, they do. Liquid burn the midnight oil just a bit too much.
The fact that Sadak's able to get back into sight there is huge. As the execute comes in, dropping that Aftershock, completely controlling elbow. He knows what he did.
The fault line was really nice to delay on top of that.
Yeah, it split up the hit. You can see it's just safe and Yumpy out. And then just playing ring around Rosie. Loud back into this with that anti-bonus.
But remember, we were talking about it at the beginning of the round, the money, the way that Liquid had handled their finances, put them in a position where they could still buy an attack side op behind you and rifles.
And I think I love the attack side op here, specifically because there's only 1 controller. You can manipulate all the timings on the map with your Viper wall, with the smokes that you're placing from Redgar. There's so much room for you to actually make gaps where you can peek deep angles. For example, right now, look at Yumpy. He's onto Les's angle, and I think Les just jump spotted. But just 1 missed moment of discipline for Les, and that's a kill.
Does the discipline run out?
Not with that turret there.
No. Patience from the youngster. Ooh. Less so from Sadak as he crept forward. Does get wall bang, 30 HP, still alive. Look at the space that Tui's has taken. He's crept his way forward into garage. And if he pops that smoke, there's no way you expect him there.
This is a 20-second hit again, Doug.
30 seconds left.
There's a little bit more to work with. Tui's. Oh, he's expecting the first! Tui's with 3! Not again! What a play!
Still a chance, though. They're so far away.
Soulcast is so weak.
But your trail.
They're going to drop the Seekers, and that's going to provide a little bit of breathing room to
the
get the
Aftershock's
spike
gonna get
down.
him.
What is that from Yumpy? Pops the blades. has the op. A 1v2.
He gets into spawn. And the flash misses him. This is a huge line.
It's just another barking moment.
They're coming back, though.
From the Star. Oh, he's going to have to get both, and he can't get any. What a play from Tuies.
These re-clears in these clutch moments are working so well to shut down any attempt.
Dude, I didn't think he'd play that way either, to be honest. I didn't think he'd face
Yapi?
that way. No, Tuies.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
He
It
dropped-
feels like they didn't even see the smoke that he dropped.
Yeah, he had dropped the Star to the left, and I thought, all right, he's going to pop that
He's
into a
baiting.
smoke. Yeah, he's going to tuck, and you would never expect him there. But Tuies, man, once again, almost brought Danny to tears there.
I mean, it means a lot. Elimination on the line. And close it out early here or go to Lotus, which we haven't seen that much of Loud on Lotus. And it didn't look perfect against DRX, despite the fact that DRX is also one of those teams that hasn't played it too often.
What do you think that stack of cups there is for? I think it's all the clutches. He's keeping up with them himself.
Yeah, I like it. It's cold-blooded.
A reminder.
Or
across
it's
the
just a
stage.
way to start a tech pause.
Or it's just a way to start a tech pause. Yeah.
And Liquid on the ropes right now. I mean, I have to point out the fact that the last 3 rounds have come down to, I mean, last second hits.
Yeah.
Every time. And that one in particular, I mean, they didn't have control of B-Main. They didn't have the information, so they have to dry walk into Tuies. And yeah, Tuies makes a crazy play, but it's also at the behest of Liquid to do something to stop that sort of thing, right? To make it a little uncomfortable for him. That was full comfort the entire time, and he's so advanced that he is calling rotates a lot earlier, whether or not he wins that fight as he did. And now, oh, look at this, actually. Les is the guy who's opping here. Instead of Aspas on the raise.
Aspas also only has 1 satchel.
Remember, actually, back to last year's meta when this team, Loud, won Champions 2022 in Turkey.
Blinded.
Les was playing a lot of Chamber in maps where Aspas was floating elsewhere to raise or to jet.
I was looking to see if he popped someone up with the other satchel into a cheeky spot, but I don't think it's the case, no.
Yeah, maybe accidentally popped it early before freeze time.
Sure, yeah.
Because he has enough money for it. You're right. A little bit of a head scratcher.
We'll find out after. Yampi's by himself, A. Procs to dash clears a little bit of Les's util. And it just feels like a reaction game. Look at that deep flash out from Kawanzin all the way into B spawn.
Yeah, they're going for a Cosmic Divide fake on this B site. Look at Redguard's position. You can see exactly what they're thinking. And Loud, no, I mean, you're right, Tuies again, so deep. He knows everything.
The alarm bot is here too. That wall is going to help. It's going to provide some exit for Les to get out.
It's 30 seconds again.
Remember the Rolling Thunder from Sadak too.
It's just going to push
This
them all back.
Oh, it could be disaster. Do they flood behind it? Yeah, Les has already taken the space. Remember, he's got an op. Aspas has fallen. Kawanzin playing in the smoke. Does he have any more util? No, I don't think he does. Now 13 seconds left, and once again, Liquid may have waited a bit too long. The clock expires, and Safe is on the other side of it.
Yeah, he doesn't even have time to recover the spike in time. Look at Tuies, the dude's just chilling.
Oh, I thought he was going to fumble that for sure.
Losing the out would have been brutal,
Yep.
given the fact that Yampi has been actually thinking about it. That, again, they're not considering. It's like both sides in some of these cases are not thinking about the tools that the team has. Sadak there has been playing this A site so frequently. And they're just not ready for that.
That Rolling Thunder was insane.
Breathe deep.
When you have those tools at your disposal so late in the round, it's the biggest safety valve you could possibly ask for.
Concealment.
What do they do here? No op on Loud side, but Tuies once again aggressively fighting for B main. Recalled Star. Op no longer in the hands of Yampi.
Excuse
That's
me?
from Sadak.
Excuse me, Sadak?
Yeah, pop off, King.
Aspas is right next to you, and he's the one taking that fight. That's crazy.
Amen.
That's been all series, too, from him.
Yeah.
He's been heavily involved. Safe picked up the op, though, and I mean, Tui's, this is a tough shot to hit.
He's done it before.
Nice, he saw him. Falls off.
Meanwhile, they're dogging towards a main down ramps to confirm that there's nothing outside, and that instantly,
Yeah.
look at how they're rotating B.
Dude, it's always, every time, they get all the information well ahead of the hit.
Save has ult, has 2 satchels. Do they go off of that? The timing on the Seekers is unreal. Again, 40 seconds left, and they're still back in spawn. The Seekers getting so much space back.
No
And
way.
Aspas is in the smoke.
Don't do it.
He's got a Vandal. That's going to be tough. Finds nothing. Now the Cosmic Divide, and that's going to buy some space. It's going to force him to go safe with the ult.
That's the wrong way.
Nothing found. Nothing at all. Tui's back sight. Not. Oh, he is able to clean up 1. 7 bullets left. Can he find another? No. This time it may have worked out, but Nats is by himself. 13 seconds left. He's still got to grab the spike. He's got to get the kills if he wants to win the round, and none of them come through. Sadak again with 3 and Loud with another.
I'll do my job, you do yours.
Such a huge chance! From Nats of all people, you really thought he could do that. Nobody looking. But just the Guardian. And it's just not his day. It's just not his day. For somebody who looked like the only bright spot for Liquid against their opening opponents of Na'Vi, to suddenly not making the big plays when you expect him to. I mean, it was Nats. I thought 100% of the time he's winning that. Either way, finally the pace from Team Liquid.
Yeah, but the buy is not great. Aspas has an op. There are so many members here. He's got the ult, he's got the nade, he's got it all. And Liquid are still back in garage.
And the fast push instantly gets put down. I mean, you're thinking so often, when is it going to come from Team Liquid? When are they going to be able to switch things up? And it comes at a time, again, that it's readable. When they have a low buy, it's like, okay, they're either forcing or just going for an eco. They're going to try something cheeky, and they do, and it fails. Surprise, surprise.
Les holding his tight angle and ramps. He's got util to protect the site. That Vandal, yep. Only 2 though. I thought he was going to get the 3rd.
Yeah, 5 HP, he's stunned, he's
I
dead.
mean, he's dead. He was flashed. He had no idea that he was in the line of danger as Loud get to 11.
Feels like Sadak's gotten like 3 aftershock kills so far this game.
Yeah. I mean, he's top fragging for Loud.
Just ridiculous.
You know, I wonder too, as I was watching this, what it was that they used to keep that push back, that
Yep.
safe pop. It was the gravity well and then the op.
Yep.
Up in heaven. That's what was the initial problem, and that's what really caused Liquid issues in trying to get out.
And just a grab well should not be enough to stop the double duelist dive. I mean, it just shouldn't.
And yeah, I mean, Yumpy did get out. He got past it, but then you had to deal with the showstopper too.
Yep.
For what, 4 or 5 rounds in a row for Loud?
5 at this point.
5 in a row.
And you remember, Team Liquid took the lead because they won the first pistol, or their only pistol this series here in the second half. Won the anti-eco, but since then it's been all Loud all day. And the crazy part too is it's not even how you really expect this comp to play. There's not any crazy trap plays going out. They're just playing reactively. I think at this point, you know, I was thinking a lot how Loud is playing fantastic on Haven. And I was trying to credit them a lot for that, making it very difficult for Team Liquid to get in the game. But here, I think a lot of it falls on their own responsibility, taking so much time here.
Yeah.
When you don't have the same, I mean, there's not as much, I say this a lot, the sustainability of Loud's composition. There's not reusable util outside of the Sky util. Tui's stuff is all going away after he uses it once. Sadak's has a refreshable fault line, but outside of that, you're spending a lot with those flashes.
Yeah.
Let's see how this plays out, though, finally.
What is this setup here? The fault line, and they're going to push in really hard.
Yeah, Tui's has been getting this control every time.
Yeah, get Sadak the orb, have the Rolling Thunder online.
Remember.
Whoa. Aspas and Kawanzin with a lot to deal with mid. Follow, this does not look good.
It's labored, man. It just feels like it's not there right now. for Team Liquid. He just walked in without checking anything, right?
Yeah.
That's like, you expect the crosshair placement to be there, at least something, some piece of util, but just dry walking through. That one hurts to see. It's a little painful, I have to say. And again, they've given the tools to Loud to win this round. They've given the breach hold. They're not playing against the lockdown, which could come at the wee hours where they like to hit.
They just deep flashed into A heaven, but it was just a fake, and you just realize there's an op on the other side.
Where's the Trailblazer? Where's something here to deal with the op that they've seen?
I wonder if it was just peeked ahead, because remember, Soulcast was flashing into A heaven for the fake. Tui's is still in a really nice spot here, and they've got this brutal crossfire with Kamalzine not far off. Aspas getting another.
Enemy remaining.
The nade's gonna keep him back. Redgar's left by himself. He's got 70 HP. I mean, this map was close until it wasn't.
Yep.
As a Prime Gaming Flawless gets Loud to series point and puts Liquid one round away from elimination.
Yeah. I don't even think about this as series point. I think about this as elimination point right here. Team Liquid are on the ropes for a team that was highly rated, probably second highest.
Oh, look at that crosshair.
Yeah, it's just nowhere. It's nowhere.
It was in the ground.
I hate to keep bringing attention to things like that, but it's just not there today. And of all days, this is the end of the season right here. This is the round that could determine whether you're going to the offseason disappointed or you're playing more Valorant.
They still have the lockdown from Les. They still have the Rolling Thunder from Sadak. Questions on how Loud would perform after Tokyo, giving the start to this tournament. And at least for now, they have looked dominant. Aspas seems informed. Sadak is leading from the front. Tui's is the Wonder Boy yet again. Everything coming together. And for Liquid, unfortunately for them, at the worst possible time. What is left in Liquid's playbook? Where do they go from here?
Again, challenge in the B main. This time the op.
I've
In the
got
hands
your
of Aspas. There it is. There's something behind it. This time it was the Seekers. Stays around to drop that nade. He's here by himself. Oh, Tui's has helped. Tui's has helped, but Kalantine's also gotten one.
And they split up the hit again. 35 seconds. They got to get on this side.
Oh, the flash was so good, but nothing falls.
30 seconds left.
Safe healed up, and
30
the clock
seconds.
continues to be an issue. And now everyone's here. Sonic still has the Rolling Thunder. Les still has the ult. The push in from Aspas. A kill is found. There's the Rolling Thunder, and that very well may have secured the season. The series done, and it turns out Sonic's suitcase, it was not for him. They send Liquid home.
And the final round ends